Hi Bolovies, welcome to Community Living with your girl Malebu. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, and if you're stopping back by and just continuously supporting the channel, you know the jingle by now. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So thank you to each and every person that's been subscribing to the channel, that has been tuning in, that has been supporting the channel. We very much appreciate it, and we're currently on the road to 1,000, y'all. So thank you. One lucky subscriber who has commented on the Easy Equities videos, well, they stand a chance of winning this voucher, right? So please don't forget, you have to watch the videos, you have to comment, you have to subscribe. Look like nothing, but we know compounding effect does the work, and that 250 can easily become a K, can easily become 10,000, and so forth and so forth and so forth. We get the gist by now when it comes to investing. And if you don't know anything about investing, or if you don't know which investment platform to maybe look into, Easy Equities is definitely one of the investment platforms that you can look into, and I have quite a number of videos. I'll just link the playlist here and you can have a go at it. And also, if you're someone that has the short attention span and you're just like, I want very quick videos when it comes to finance, I also have very short videos that just go into the gist of what it is that we're talking about, be it saving, be it investing, be it budgeting. We just go into the crux of it all, and you really get so much valuable information in a minute, right? So it's also going to be linked in the card above, and just have a look at it at your own time. So today's episode, we're going to be covering a topic that is seldomly talked about in the finance streets, right? Most people don't look into it. Most people don't consider it in their financial journeys, but it's very much important that we look into the topic, because I feel like it is an indicator of how well are you doing financially, right? So we're talking about net worth. How do you determine your net worth? What is it exactly? Why do you need to know your net worth, you know, in this journey that you're partaking in to have a healthy financial journey? Saying that it's very important to basically determine your net worth, to know what it's comprised of, and so forth. So it's not reserved for your Jeff Bezos, your like our favorite uncle Elon Musk, because we like we like feeling like we have some form of ownership since he's South African, you know. So our favorite uncles, your Bill Gates, your Warren Buffett, we know their net worth. Some of us live on that top 10 richest people's chart, and we are constantly checking who's at the top of the list and so forth. And yeah, that is all fun, but we also need to do the same for ourselves. We also need to have a financial understanding of where do we stand financially, right? How are we performing financially? So it can be seen as some form of personal finance KPI, right? So how are you doing in that KPI? How are you performing, right? So that is basically why it's very important to know your net worth, because it's a way of measuring yourself financially. It literally is the biggest KPI to understand in your finance journey. There are other KPIs that you can put into place. To asset ratio, good debts do I have versus bad debts, so that will be another ratio. So there are various other KPIs. It's not the only KPI, but it's one of the most important KPIs. So if you don't know what KPI stands for, it means key performance indicators or indices, and it just means a way of measuring yourself. You are setting some form of a bar to say that I would like to measure myself against this thing, right? So your net worth is so important in ensuring that your finances are in order, right? So it's usually just a positive or negative in most of the cases. So if you have a positive net worth, well done, you're doing something that most people are not doing right in our financial journey. And if you're like me and you're on the negative, sis, what are you going to do, or what are you doing to ensure that you get to the positive? So it really is just plus minus, what you have versus what you owe, right? So I like how 22/7 puts it: what you have versus what you owe. So you owe this amount, that means that those are all your liabilities. You have these things, that means that these are all your assets, right? So cash is an asset, stocks can be an asset, property can be an asset, any investment vehicle, investment instrument can be an asset, right? So those are, as we know, we have tangible assets and non-tangible assets. So that is basically the what you have part, right? There's been various topics or various arguments regarding things like the car you drive, the house that you live in, as well as other things to say, okay, let's just say, for example, I'm currently recording with a camera that I bought, right? So I bought this camera cash, and now it's sort of seen as an investment. So at some point it was a liability, at some point it was something that I had to use money for, right? And it became a liability, and it sort of reduced my net worth. But now it can end up making me more money if I monetize my YouTube channel, right? And it will do what? It'll help me increase my net worth. So there's other various topics that fall under this net worth topic, but at the core of it, it's really just what you have versus what you owe. Yes, so today I'm experiencing quite a number of disturbances, but I just want to finish recording this so that you guys really get to a point where you're using whatever resources. So I am not biased towards 227, but it is just one of the automated systems or automated platforms. So I'm big on automation. I am big on not being in front of a the way I'm saying in front of a camera, because I'm in front of a camera, but not being in front of like a PC, laptop, going through my finances. That for me is too tedious, right? So I want a platform that will help me and just give me all that information and do all the calculations on my behalf. Obviously I can also do it on my own because it's a simple calculation, but it just helps to have a platform that you trust, a platform that's continuously tracking this in like real time and just giving you feedback to say, okay, this is how you're performing, this is how you've increased or decreased your net worth. They also give you things like a report on the we're gonna go to 227 right now. I have two videos on 227. One is to just basically say how I feel about the platform. So my app review, it's not biased. It does look like it's a bit biased because, you know, I do stand 227 a bit, but it's very unbiased, and it really just shows you different things on like how is it as an app, right? User friendliness, security, visual appeal, the niche market, ads, and so forth. So go do check out that video if you want to know more about 227 from that perspective. And then the other video that I already have as well is how do you link an account. So if you have an existing account and you just want to link it to the platform so that they can track whatever expenditures that you have and be able to help you with other features. It can be that that account can help you determine what you have or what you owe, be it an investment account or be it a credit account, whatever it is, that you can link it to the platform. So that's another video that I already have. So this video is definitely covering net worth, and we will be going to the platform. So let me start my screen recording. So this is the platform. As you can see, I've opened the platform up, and usually because I have a Capitec account, I have to confirm or update the Capitec account by going to Capitec, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to redirect me to Capitec and want all those login details and so forth. So I'm not going to do that, right? We're just going to go to what I currently have there, right? And as you guys can see, my net worth is in the negatives, as I've already mentioned, right? But what is interesting is that it's tracking everything that I have, everything that is related to my assets, investments, and so forth, right? And then everything that I owe, all the credit accounts that I have, right? Be it a clothing account. I don't have the clothing account that I have, but on the clothing account it's 00, so it does not matter. So it wouldn't count towards my net worth because I've basically paid off that account, right? So even if it was here, it'll just reflect as 00. Then you've got the credit card, which I have a positive balance of 180. So I don't know why it stopped recording, guys. Let me just record again. So yeah, as I was saying, that I have the credit card in terms of what I owe, and then because it's positive, as I've said, net worth, it's a numbers game. It's a positive, negative, just doing that over and over again. What you have is this is what you owe. What you have, this is what you owe. What you have, this is what you owe. It's that simple. There's nothing too complicated about it. We might make it too complicated. We might want to add things that are not necessarily what we have, right? We might want to add things that we don't necessarily owe, right? So an expense, you don't necessarily that is not something that you owe per se. It's something that you it's part of your liabilities, fine, right? But it's already going to be subtracted from like your normal check account. So whatever's in your check account that's a positive balance will reflect on what you have, because that's still cash or disposable cash that you can utilize, that is still in your name. But whatever you use to spend, whatever, that is a liability, so it will be subtracted automatically, so it won't count. So yeah, as I've said, it is really that easily computed, right? My investments are there, my rewards, oh guys, it keeps on switching off. My investments are there, my rewards are there, the loan that I have. So this is for my vehicle finance. As you can see, I still owe about 180, so 176k for my vehicle financing. So that's why my net worth is in the negatives. And the other ones are the accounts that I have, my investment account, my normal check account, and so forth, right? So I'm being very transparent with my financial journey, because I think it's important that I put the transparency out there to say that yes, I have a channel, but it doesn't necessarily mean like, you know, I'm at the top of my finance game in terms of like the monetary value. But when it comes to the knowledge, I definitely know what I'm doing, and it's only a matter of time that you're going to see this net worth increasing, skyrocketing, and so forth, right? So that's what I want to show you guys for today. There's nothing too complicated about it. You can just have a sit down if you don't want to link or if you don't want to use 22/7, right? And you just go through all your accounts to say, well, how much debt do I actually have, right? For example, if I wasn't using 22/7, I'll say I have a credit card. Do I owe anything there? No. I actually have 180 in there, so it'll go to what I have, right? So you just have that category, what you have, this is what you owe. Then I have investment accounts. Investment accounts count as a positive, so I'll take all those monies that are in the investment account, and they'll go to the what you have section, right? And then rewards are what's paid out to me, so I'll go to that rewards section. You can also link other rewards apps and rewards account as well, right? I think you can even link your clicks reward systems and all those things. I've never done it with these shop reward systems. I've only done it with my bank ones. So you could also check that, okay, at clicks they owe me 80 bucks, Spar this amount, but I don't like counting cents. There's a friend of mine I used to actually give a good grief to say that I don't like counting cents, to be honest. Some people say every cent matters. I'm saying if it's not above 100, it really doesn't matter as much. It does not have that much of an impact. That is just my personal opinion, right? So that's why I wouldn't go as far as counting anything that is below 100 bucks. So and then the loans that you'll have, if you have a personal loan, if you have overdraft, if you have credit card, if you have vehicle financing, if you have a home loan, all those things will go under your debt and what you owe, right? And you can simply compute your net worth, and you will be able to see how well or how far off are you from the goal that you want to have, right? It could be that you want to be a millionaire, for example. So how far off are you from being a millionaire? So at the current status, if I want to be a millionaire, which I'm going to be within 5 years from now, what I would have to do is ensure that I get to increase my what you have component, not necessarily what's going to come into your account and go out and whatever. So it's after everything has been, after all that dust has settled, the coming in and going out, right? It could be your investment account, that it's mostly in your investment account, preferably that it's in your investment account, that 1 million, and not your check account, because if it's in your check account, you sort of have access to it, and it fluctuates. So one day you'll have a 1 million and the next you have 999,000, right? Maybe you subtracted, I don't know, about 1,000 from the, and that's what happens. Subtract 1,000 from a million, it's no longer a million, and it's that simple. So that is what I wanted us to be aware of, and learning that we can actually simply compute that using 22/7. So do use platforms similar to this. So far, this is the only platform that I know that can do this for South Africans, right? Automate this process. I'm not saying that this is the only platform you can use to check your net worth, but I'm just saying that for the automated part, where each and every time you go into the app, if maybe there was money sent to your account, gets updated, tells you right away. Okay, so because you took out 500, gets updated, sends you that net worth, and you're able to always know what is going on financially. And it's very important to have that indicator, to have that KPI, to constantly measure it, and to constantly measure yourself against where you want to go with that KPI, right? With this KPI called net worth. So I want to be a millionaire, so I have to see what helps me to actually get to that million, right? What helps me to ensure that this 176k that I have in the liability section actually becomes something that is in my asset section, and I also just increase that by 10 times, making it what, a million. So I need to find things that help me to do that. So if I'm not tracking it, how would I know? How would I know, right? It's that simple. So thank you very much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the episode and you're learning on what to do with your finances and how to ensure that you are going to just have a successful financial journey, and you are just finding ways of really tracking, really measuring yourself, because it is important to track and measure your progress financially. It's not something that we just hope that we're doing well, you know, just crossing our fingers like, I'm doing things well, I'm paying off my debts, I'm cutting off on my expenses. But how do you know that whatever you're doing is helping you in the direction of your dreams? You only know if you are actually tracking it. And definitely check out 22/7 for that. And for a mini disclaimer, this is not in any way affiliated or sponsored by 22/7. It's just one of the cool apps that are around that really help you with this. And yeah, they might be getting some form of, you know, free advertisement, but at this point in time, I don't mind, because I want you guys to use the best available platforms in the market that help you in your financial journey. Because between you, me, the brains that are doing helping out with these finances, I care more about you, and I really hope that you are going to be utilizing some of these services, because they're freely available and they will help you in your financial journey. So yes guys, I've been rambling, but finally we're at the end, and I just wanted to say I got my jab today, and yeah, if you're comfortable with it, I do encourage you. I don't have severe symptoms. I don't have, yeah, well, I was like symptoms, side effects. I don't have any severe side effects. It's only been a couple of hours. I got the injection around 9. It's currently like 5 p.m. and yeah, I'm still fine. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. But yeah, it's not a pro-vaccine thing. It's just I did it. What do you do? It's up to you. So, but yeah, I was just celebrating that part to say we don't have to wait for 1st September. By 1st of September, it could be on the second and last Pfizer shot, and you know, we're good to go when it comes to the vaccination part. When it comes to the other topics like herd immunity, it might take a little longer, but we're definitely gonna get there in God's time. So thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being lovely human beings, and really just have a wonderful life, week, and everything in between. Thank you for tuning in. Love you. God bless you and your family and your loved ones. And
what we do here is go back.